People always ask me, Rashad, man, how did you learn this? How were you able to become successful at this? Why does it seem like you're so good at everything? This is what I tell people, right? This is what I don't think people understand. There is a thing inside of us, a mechanism inside of every living human being on this earth that desires to want more for their existence. And there is a percentage of these people that believe it with so much conviction, they will do whatever it takes to accomplish it. They will eat, sleep, dream about this accomplishment. They will go out and learn from the best. They will study the best. They will take out the granular differences between each individual and put these together and compile a strategy how to get forward. See, what people don't understand is success is a compounded effect between efficiency, effectiveness, and consistency. And every single day that you show up, and I say show up in your life, because the only one that's going to give you your dreams, the only one that's going to give you the opportunities is you. They say that preparation that meets opportunity tends to equal success, because if you're not prepared and an opportunity presents itself with you, you won't have an ability to do anything. You must be prepared for the opportunity. Like, man, how were you able to get this? It's because I was preparing while you were asleep. I was preparing while you were sitting there, standing on the sideline wondering if you should do it. I got this thing, this exercise that I think that a lot of people do, and I want you to take a moment here and think. Close your eyes and think about this for 1 second. When's the last time you remember when you cut yourself on your hand? Like, we just use that as an example, right? And I can see a couple people saying, oh, I cut my hand the other day cutting some oranges, or, I cut my hand cutting some steaks the other day recently, right? You can really remember that, right? You remember the pain, you instantly, like, oh, that hurt, you put a Band-Aid on it and whatever, and you move on. But let me ask you a question. 10 cuts ago, do you remember what it felt like, or when you got cut 10 times, like that 10th time ago from that moment? Do you remember when you were cut? Do you remember where it felt, where it was, when it happened, what time and date and place? And I'm going to answer that question for you. The answer is no. Of course you don't. Because what happens is our brain associates that moment in that particular window, but we forget about the anguish, the pain, the struggle over time. Because what you remember is, oh, it healed, it moved on, and you're just doing better. Here's the thing. In our life and our goals and aspirations function in the same similar format. Oh yeah, I remember when I launched that project and it flopped and nothing happened and no one bought it. Oh, I remember when I went out there and set up that fruit stand at the local farmer's market and no one bought my favorite handmade preservatives. Oh, I remember when I dropped my clothing line on Facebook and none of my friends bought that, right? You remember those things. Of course you remember those things. I know you remember those things. But the thing is, success doesn't remember those things. Your choices, the way that you respond, the resilience that is built into you, that I know is in every single one of you, is the ability for you to rebound from that, to become better from that. I remember, like, look, it's so crazy to me. I can think of everything that I've ever failed about, right? I can think about it, right? Just like a cut. And I also remember every success that I've had and the lessons I learned from those successes, whether they were small or big. I remember those successes. I tell people all the time, all I need is a little bit of success to show something is viable. Once you've realized that something is similarly viable, you can then continue to push on that button. That's why entrepreneurs that fall and get back up, they already understand, like, wait a minute, I've already made a mistake that I know what not to do, because the only way that you get better is by learning from your mistakes. The only way that you understand how to progress is by learning from those decisions. The only way that you even understand how to get better is because you go out and you learn and you practice and you understand that, you know what, this is going to change for me because I did this wrong the first time. I can do it better this time. See, a lot of people don't understand, like, you got to go through that process. That process molds you, builds you, puts you in the right perspective to be able to do the right things, to get you in the right situation to win. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by putting yourself in the driver's seat and learning how to fail. And people are like, oh, what do you mean? You need to learn how to fail to succeed. You have to fail. because that instills a sense of determination, pride, that energy that you get, that fuel you get from understanding that, you know what, I failed, but now I'm going to get back up and I'm going to try it again. And I know what not to do this time. I know what I need to do this time. I know what I need to do for my family. I know the roads I need to take and the decisions I need to make to put myself in the right decision. Like, you don't have to sit around and just worry and wallow in all the failures that you made. But what you understand is, take every single failure provides you an opportunity to win. It puts you in a situation where you can be like, okay, I know what I need to do better. I know what could do better. I know what could be better in the next iteration of my dream and my aspiration. And this is the way that it works. You have to fail to be successful. You have to. And if you don't try anything, if you sit on the sideline and second guess and worry about every single decision you make, you will continue being in a perpetual state of purgatory and not do anything. You gotta get up and fight. You have to. Learn to fail gracefully. Get back up and keep fighting, because the only person that's going to get up every day and fight for you the most is going to be you.